Hey lovelies, it's Kate. Welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. It's about to get tropical. I'm building a beautiful retreat in Sulani. This is the perfect build for taking a vacation, for just taking a break. I mean, your Sims deserve it, so this build is perfect for that. This was built on a 40 by 30 lot. It's relatively compact, and the eye catchers here are the cocoons on both sides. So you can here already see how I'm working on the round shapes, and at first I was struggling a bit. The problem is you cannot build pools on ground level in Sulani. I knew that I would like to incorporate the round pool, so I had to make this work somehow, and here you can see how I'm just struggling placing the round shape. And for the round shape I've used a round foundation piece. I made it smaller on both sides, and then when you combine it you can create a perfect circle. And then I just connected everything, and I of course had to make it symmetrical. I wanted to have these cocoons on both sides. So I attached this round shape on the left side as well, and then I made the whole thing much smaller. This way everything looked balanced and nice, and then I started to work on the cocoon. I removed a part of the floor for a second because detaching it from the rest of the build was just the easiest way to quickly raise the platform on both sides. And then I started to use some roofs just to have this beautiful cocoon shape. And at first I was struggling a bit. In case you have no idea, when you click on a roof and you press Shift-C on your keyboard, you can access the advanced roof controls, which is quite helpful. And I just had to figure out what to do at first. To be honest, I just wanted my roofs to be one tile wide, but this wasn't working because I couldn't center them, so they had to be two tiles wide. So this is why they are a bit wider. And then I had to adjust the height of the room just so I was able to place another roof in the correct spot. And at this point I had already roughly created the cocoon shape, and I'm later on going to do the same on the other side. So my idea was to at first lay out the symmetrical shape, then I wanted to do all the work involving roofs, so I just had this cocoon look, and then I decided to just duplicate all these roofs so I could move them to the left. What's really important when it comes to roof and doing anything that's kind of symmetrical, you really have to copy them, because as soon as you change the angle and height they all look different. So I think that this is sometimes your best bet. Also when it comes to working on regular mansions, let's say you create a dormer in a mansion and you just want the same angle for all roofs, sometimes you just have to duplicate it, I guess. And here I'm working on a round pool. So I built my pool and then I attached a couple of floor pieces. This way I had enough space to place this rug from Journey to Batu, which will be my guideline here. This is like some type of stencil. So I've placed my rug and then I started to place lots of objects. I kind of did it the other way around. Usually I would place stuff directly on the rug, and it would have made sense to just use the rug on the level below as well. And to be honest, I have no idea where I did this. I was just confused and did it this way, I guess. And these are some debug objects from Outdoor Retreat. They are supposed to be used for a fence. There's also a fence in debug from Outdoor Retreat. You've probably seen this one before, and it just belongs to the fence. And I wanted to have this super beautiful and natural look, just so I just have a different look for once. I just wanted this to look tropical, and I wanted to try something new. I mean, I like round pools, round shapes, but I also wanted to just try something new. And then I've used this base game column and I've placed it right behind all these debug objects, and this way I have created this look, this pattern, and the pool is round, but also looks very fancy and beautiful. And also, if you want to do this, you just have to make sure to activate the Sims 3 camera. Then you have to hold down Alt on your keyboard and your left mouse button, and then when you click and move your mouse, you can rotate objects freely. This is also what I'm doing here. This is another debug object, a base game debug wood plank, and I'm placing it once again on the rug from Journey to Batu to have the correct round shape. And I just noticed that I wanted to hide the bottom area a bit. I also wanted to landscape a bit in this area. Like while I was building this, my idea was to then later on place lots of beautiful plants on top of the wood planks. I didn't end up doing that because I just felt like there's too much going on already, and I landscaped in different areas but not in this area. It would have kind of hidden the pool. I don't like this, so I just didn't really do that. I then just fleshed out the build a bit more, and then I did exactly what I already announced. I just duplicated the roofs because they all have the same angle, and this way I really made sure that both sides are the same. So at this point, super easy. I just had to duplicate the roofs from the right side, and then I once again placed the Journey to Batu rug because I wanted to have the same round shape, and I placed more base game debug wood planks, and I just wanted to hide the edge of the pool once again. Essentially, these are objects which won't block your sims, so your sims don't care. To your sims, these wood planks are non-existent, so they are able to get into the pool, but you can create a beautiful round shape. When you just create a round shape on the outside, just as I've done earlier in this video, it doesn't really matter which objects you use because it's not a problem if these objects would block any sim because they won't go in this area basically. But here, if you want to have a pool edge which is round and the pool is supposed to be functional, you of course have to make sure to use a object which won't block your sims. Or you could also, which is a lovely trick, you could place all these objects in the basement or on the level below, in this case on the level above, and lower them. The easiest way to do this would be by using the tool mod by Twisted Maxi, but another way is to just place objects on the level below and then you simply press 9 on your keyboard to raise objects. The good way, a bit more tedious, but if you don't like to use mods or can't use them or anything, this is your best bet to create something like this without blocking your Sims path. Or as I've said, you just use this beautiful wood plank which is non-existent to your Sims, but yeah, this is what I did here. And I'm now just adding more stairs, which was also confusing. Again, I wanted to have stairs on both sides because, again, I wanted this to be the same on both sides. But then it was telling me that you can't change the terrain on waterfront lots, which is a problem, of course. This is also why we can't build any pools on the ground. But I just wanted to put some stairs, but apparently they were in a weird, funny spot. I then added some curtains to the cocoons, and the cocoons are bedrooms actually. So this is like an area where your Sims can sleep, and it's like really tropical, very warm, and they can just enjoy the view of the ocean. So this is like really beautiful. You can here see how there's one very sad plant sitting on the edge where I like built all the wood planks at the bottom of the pool. As I said, I originally wanted to landscape there and then I didn't. And I'm also going to remove this one debug plant. It's a debug plant from the base game, which is super beautiful, but at the same time, I just didn't want to have any landscaping in this area. Also because, as you can see here, I wanted to have these stilts. I created these angled stilts by using an object from Seasons. This is a column, not a regular column. You can find it in the decorations section. And I rotated them using the tool mod. As always, a little disclaimer, you don't need the tool mod for this. This build is CC free and unmodded in the gallery, and everything will still be where it's supposed to be and rotated and everything. This is one of the amazing things about Twisted Maxi's tool mod. So I rotated these stilts, and then later on I noticed that they look a bit boring, and you can see how I'm looking for corals and just different debug plants and objects, and I then stumbled upon a object which looks like bamboo or something, and I used it to hide the stilts. I part of the stilts, and this made it look even more beautiful and just unique. It adds lots of detail, and at this point I had memorized how I had rotated the stilts, and then I just did the same thing so they looked perfect. So the finished product just has perfectly lined up stilts and bamboo. You can here already see how it's looking really great. And I then just placed some beds in the cocoons, and it was time to just decorate more. Furnishing was actually super quick and easy because there isn't a lot going on. I just knew that I would of course need a kitchen, and everything, but the bedrooms were already done. It's like very simple. I have these beds and the cocoons and that's it, which is super fun. And I decorated the roofs a bit, and building in Sulani and using all these Sulani objects is just the most amazing thing, because using roofs and all these beautiful roof trims and swatches and all that, it's just very easy to build beautiful roofs and houses in Sulani. It's just always so much fun. And I then worked at the front of the house, because at this point I'd only given love to the back of the house. Like, I totally forgot about the other side, and I just had to make it look as beautiful, and I added lots of windows, and the floor plan is kind of interesting. I was able, as you will see, to add some windows to the pool wall essentially, so some natural light is coming in, and it's also super amazing to just watch the pool. So this is really the perfect vacation home. It's all about just swimming and having a good time, and I just love this so much. And I used the same object that I had used for the other side, just so it makes sense and looks the same essentially. Also these debug columns from Outdoor Retreat once again. And then I decided where to build stairs and where to not build stairs. As I mentioned earlier, I could make this 100% the same on all sides because of the stairs issues. And here you saw the windows. Look at this. How cool is this? Like, you can see the round pool, and I added some island living glass floors. I mean, we are in Sulani, so it's just perfect to add some island living glass floors to this. And then I started to work on the kitchen. So we have this beautiful kitchen over here, also a dining room area. So this is kind of the area to hang out, like the living area. And then I'm going to build a very small bathroom right behind the stairs, and we have the bedrooms on the outside, as I said. And this way it's like very simple, but there are also lots of fun things to do because we're in Sulani. I also added a hot tub to this house. So on the level above there's a hot tub, so this here is kind of strictly the living area, and then I wanted to, the other areas are a bit different and out of the ordinary, I'd say. I've used these curtains from the Blooming Rooms kit just so I could incorporate more plants on the inside. I love this kit so much. If you're into plants, it's just perfect. And I just finished this whole area. Also want to mention, you can still participate in my challenge. The deadline is May the 1st. So still a couple of days to go. I know not a lot of days, but in case you just needed a reminder because you forgot to like finish your shell, or you still want to enter very quickly, I just wanted to mention this. You can find the video on my channel where I'm talking about other rules. I'm going to like link it here in this video so you can click on it and you can just check out the shell challenge, and then you can win a pack. And of course you will have lots of fun, hopefully. And yeah, this is it. You can here see lots of screenshots, and this build is available in the gallery. My ID is KateEmerald. The tray files are available on my Patreon. And speaking of which, it's time to thank my wonderful Emerald Patreons. A big thank you to ApeGod Betsy, Asia, Dawn Bryce, Rishka MD, Saturated Spark, Shanna McClam, Talina Lynn, Two Cats Tailoring, and Joanne Marie Xiao. Thank you so much for your huge support. Thank you to all my other Patreons. Thank you to anyone who watches my videos. I just love you, love you, love you. I hope you are doing very well, and I hope I see you in the next video. Bye bye.